Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Kryptocraft with your host, Nighthawk. Oops, I forgot to turn that off. Let's delete that waypoint. Yeah, we don't need that. That was from an oops. We'll get into that in a little bit. So, for this episode, I thought it would be a great idea to get our steam boiler up and running full blast here. I think we have enough oily combs coming through to keep it running now. I'll be keeping an eye on the fuel levels. Now, there's a couple of things that need to happen for this to work. One of those is we need to make sure that the oily propolis is getting pushed into the squeezer from the centrifuge correctly. We also need to start getting the propolis pulled out of the squeezer. You can see we're actually getting a backlog of oil here, mostly because there's not any active power coming through to run the refinery. The refinery is running in kind of a low power mode right now. Nothing is drained power enough to turn the magma engines on for an extended period. But I do have the fuel going into the steam boiler now, and the temperature is actually getting pretty close to where it's going to start producing steam here. And we should see this start working for us. So once it starts generating steam, it's going to power up this industrial steam engine here, and that will keep power on the system constantly instead of only when it's needed, because there's no reason to turn off the steam engines once you get them started. The boiler is always going to keep producing steam, so if they aren't running, then you're just wasting the steam output. I do plan on increasing the size of this boiler in the future as we need more to the largest size that it's capable of. But for now, I think this will work pretty well and doesn't eat up as much of the resources that are a little bit hard to come by right now. So we can see the temperature here is gradually rising, and we should see steam. There we go, there's steam going out. And this engine is starting to run. It's getting filled up with steam all the way to the top. And it's now producing 7.5, and it should top out right at 8 MJ per tick as it warms up here. Now, since this engine is connected to a conduit, this engine will never explode, and as long as we keep water in the boiler and keep it filled with fuel, then we should never have an issue with our boiler having problems either. So this is gaining temperature, which will make it produce steam faster as it goes, and once it gets to the 1,000 degrees, it will produce much, or it should use a little bit less fuel as well. So you can see our refinery is going a little bit faster now that it has power applied to it. We will definitely need to make more steam engines. Kind of my thought is we'll end up with, once we upgrade this to the largest size, then we'll have a line of steam engines and should be able to produce a pretty large amount of power here. Oh, excuse me. Kind of got a little bit of burp type stuff going on here all of a sudden. Anyway, the other plan that I have here is, rather than taking the steam power as MJ directly from the boiler here, my intent is to set up a liquid tesseract that's hooked up to the steam output, and then over at the B workshop we can just take the steam and power steam engines over there. That will save us a bit of power from penalties. We won't have to pay the 25% power penalty to get the power over there. So it will make things a little bit more efficient. But we're still going to need a lot of power over in this area as well, so there's no reason not to have at least a couple of these engines going here. And we may need 3 or 4 just to constantly keep enough power on the system, on the grid, to power our refinery at full blast. Like right now it's still going in slow mode, so that will definitely need to be improved. So fuel level is stable though. And how much... We still got 7 oily propolis in the squeezer. And the oil tank is full, the refinery is full. That's pretty stable. I think we got enough in there to actually get at least one more of these tanks filled completely. So hopefully this will be stable. I'll be keeping an eye on it over the next little while to make sure. But now that we got this turned on, let's go ahead and track down a few more pieces that we are going to want here. So we need a couple wooden pipes. Did I bring... Do I have diamonds? We have diamonds. Because we are going to need to make a diamond transport pipe for this. And let's see. We've got an arcade gate on there that we can use for one. We are definitely... We also need to start making more arcade gates. Because right now we don't have any. Which is a shame, because it makes life so much easier. Okay, so let's take a look here. What do we have? Well, nope. In here. Let's double check and make sure that we don't have any diamond pipes in this area already. It would be a shame to just make one if we already have one. I don't think there are any. I think the only place I have them is over at the B Labs. So let's go ahead and we're going to make some diamond transport pipes. And this is not necessarily the ideal way. Actually, let's do it this way. I think, yep, we got some chests here. Let's go ahead and take those off. We're going to put a wooden transport pipe and a diamond pipe. And then we're going to have a double chest there. And then the other thing that we need to do is get underneath. Like so, and we'll put another wooden pipe there. And a cobblestone pipe there. Now then, let's grab that. So the only thing we want going to green is the oily propolis. And we want everything else to go to yellow, I think it is. Yes. So we want to turn off the green, or not the green, we want to turn off the black output. Actually, let's just make sure here and turn off everything except for the yellow output. There we go. And that should just put all of the extra stuff into this chest. Now the only thing we're missing to make this work completely is an arcade gate or an engine on this output. The propolis shouldn't backlog too quickly right now. It will end up backlogging eventually though. So that's going okay. This is producing reasonably well. We're not draining fuel too quickly here. It does seem to be going down a little bit, but I think that's more a factor of this refinery not working at full blast. And this is up into right into the mid-operating temperatures, right where it should be. Our tank, our boiler, is up to 258 degrees. That's pretty nice. It's increasing quickly, and it's actually maxing out the steam, so We have plenty of steam to power several more steam engines here. We just have to make them. So this... yeah, it's holding steady right at that point right now. So now I did have a backlog of the oily combs that had just been processed without pushing the propolis out, so we might still have to do a little bit of adjustment there. Oh, that's because I never put our gate on. We need to put this gate right here and tell it to always use the energy pulser. Double check this one's on green, so that's perfect. Now we just need to get one more AutoCake gate down here, and we will be in good shape. So let's take a look here real quick. So these, we need a redstone iron chipset, and a gate, which is just a redstone chipset, and a pulsating chipset. So let's go, whoops. Still have plenty of jetpack power. It was just being a little bit weird. Okay, I do have some food. I need to also get food better under control, because right now I'm a little bit short on food. Let's just go over here. What do we have in here? We need to make one of these and one of these. And that should also actually help the refinery out quite a bit, because that will turn on all of these magma engines as a side effect. You can see those are all running. And since that's running, let's take a quick look here. You can see that has increased its speed just a little bit. So that's producing, it's going up a little bit right now. That's good. So we now have... we now actually have bee power, since the oil that we're processing here is coming from our bees. We just need to make more of them to make sure that we stay on top of the load that we're having here. Okay, let's... I think we want to relieve some of our inventory here. But what can we get rid of? We don't need the gunpowder or the charcoal. I think that's all we can really get rid of at the moment. How are we doing over here? Okay, there's an iron chip set. Let's get it to make a redstone chip set. And do we have any ender pearls on here? Actually, I bet that there are probably still... Nope, there are no ender pearls in there. There's might be some pulsating chipsets. There are. Perfect. Let's take these. We're going to stick these right here. Grab this. It'll turn into a gate. What I should do is have the pipe just loop around back into the table. AutoCake and gate. Don't really want to use the more complex gates for this purpose. You can program these, especially if you add in the wires, to do all sorts of things, but don't really want to use more of those than I need. And we can also add more lasers to this as well, and probably will at some point. The more lasers we add, the more quickly we make our chipsets. That's a cool looking pick. Just happened to notice what was on there. And that's going to take forever and a day, as is the case whenever you wait for anything. Almost done, though. Then we can get one of the archaic chips going. Come on. Here we are. And it's going to start making that archaic gate. This one doesn't take as long to make, so that should be done pretty quick. In the meantime, let's go take a look at what we've been working on over here. And it looks like it's stuck in that spot again. So let's... Did it get... It doesn't seem to want to... See, this should fill the tanks up, but it's not doing it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to have to do some research on why my liquid loader is not loading liquid into this cart, because that should be filling the hydration chamber, but it's not doing it. Now, the death point that was there at the beginning of the episode here was over here. So I just finished helping out Squatch with a little bit of an issue that he ran into with the new farming or mining area that he was putting together. You can watch his latest episode to see what happened there, but I attempted to thought I was recording and didn't really find out until after we were done that I wasn't actually writing anything to disk, which is a shame because I would have liked to have shared my viewpoint, but regardless, we just finished our little session. I was making a couple of phone calls and just hanging out here, kind of watching things as they went, when I hear a sizzle and kablamo. One creeper takes out a big chunk of area here. That one didn't kill me, but then walking up, starting to collect stuff to try to put things back together, when another creeper just wanders his way over here, and I hear this sizzle and kablamo before I can do anything. It's very, very annoying. But that's the nature of the beast sometimes. Figures right. So for this particular cart, and basically what we have here is on this track, I've got one of Steve's cart set up with a farmer. The fertilizer probably won't get used a whole lot just because, but then I've also got this hydration chamber, which I was hoping I could use the liquid loader to fill, because that would be easy and it makes sense, but I might have to do something different there. And then this guy just runs around on solar power and cuts down all of this wheat. I bet we probably have a fair bit in here. Not a lot, but... And... this way. So we're going to take this over to the cow farm in a moment. So yeah, now we have an automated wheat farm, and then this guy over here that's hiding in the middle of these trees. Oops. There we go. This guy is our lumberjack cart, and he cuts down these trees, plants new ones, and then harvests all the wood and sticks it in a... Well, he's supposed to stick it into here, which he's doing pretty well. This is getting a little bit filled right now. Oops, I don't want those. I guess I've got those now. Let's go back over... Oh, wait, no. Let's actually take these and program this guy. No, this guy. To leave a stack of the birch saplings as well as the oak saplings on the cart. And basically, if on this unloader, If you have the selector set to E, it will take everything out of the cart except for the items that are in the filter section. So, handy way of unloading your carts. Oh, and something I don't recall if I mentioned on the last episode. I think I mentioned it on the live stream, but I don't recall if I mentioned it on an episode yet. Flip has been working on a logo for us. Man, that water's loud. And came up with this lovely logo, which I think is going to be what we end up using. I actually like it a lot. And we'll have to put together an intro using it for the videos. So I think that's what it's going to be. I like it. And yeah, this farm here is probably just going to get taken apart completely, because the Steve's Cart farm is way better. Once it gets up and running, it is way better. And we can also change the track layouts. The layout that I have going right now is not a very efficient layout. It works, but it just sort of... it doesn't use all of the area. And might want to change it later on. I was looking more for interesting layout than specifically efficient. Now, one last thing to check on for this episode, I think we've got some bees in here. I'm still working on turning these into the higher level bees. And let's check on our oily bees out here. Right now I have 3 oily bees going. And I don't know if this one is nocturnal at the moment, but these other 2 are nocturnal and have loads and loads of drones. So we're doing really good on that part right now. So let us... they are all doing pretty well. We've got to get that box cleared out. Some of the other things that are on the planning list here, which mostly is just a time issue, is I got to get some steam engines, more steam engines in the factory, and bring some steam engines over here, which means a couple of liquid tesseracts. The tesseracts are easy enough if we have the diamonds. I don't know if I have any diamonds left. Well, I guess I have a couple right now, but not many. But yeah, those will be going. I've now got 130,000 liquid DNA. I also reorganized my serum chests so that I can more easily keep track of what I have and don't have. So I got all sorts of species serums now. Is that sorted in any useful way? Not really. So those are going to be... this one I need to set up a couple of breeding pairs with this. The Industrious is what gives us the pollen that we need to start making allivaries. So that will be coming up very soon. Allivaries, whatever. Alviary. Something like that. Anyway, we're going to need to make a bunch of these, and it takes 27 of these alveary blocks minimum. Plus you got to have the casings, and then you also want modules like, let's see, where's the basic heater module? There we are. Like the fans. The fans let you change, the fans and heaters change the temperatures, and then there's this hydro regulator that lets you modify the humidity. So we need those, and then there's also a mutator, and this will come in very handy as we start doing more breeding, because this will let us super increase the chances of our breeding, our mutations being successful. And I've also got nocturnal serum, so I can turn my bees into night bees. Really nice and easy. Anyway, I think if we go back over to the factory really quick, we'll take a trip through the tunnel here. See, this right now is at maximum charge, so it's those blue electric engines are sitting there. They spin like they are going, but they're really just idling. So let's go back over here and get this autarchic gate. And we'll get that autarchic gate installed and probably be ready to call this an episode. There we go. Stick that in there. Actually, we'll install the gate and then we'll go feed some cows. I'm told that I've only got 2 cows left in the cow farm right now, which is a little lower than I'd like it to be. Where'd that... Why did it put it there? Shift right click? There we are. Shift right click to recover the gate. There we go, that's where I want it. Redstone signal off, energy pulse. There we go, and now it's pulling the propolis out. And we can make sure that the propolis goes to the right place. And it does, so that's good. We are processing... We got half of a refinery left to process here. Our fuel level has gone up, so that's good. And the boiler is up to 511 degrees. This guy is cooking along just fine. So we are in good shape here for the time being. We probably will need to do a little bit more work on it to really get it going full blast, but it is working as is, so that's a good thing. Let's go. We have 3 cows right now. Let's stick that in there and watch them breed at least 1. Come on. At least one of you. At least make 1 baby in there. There we go. There's that baby. Yeah, we're gonna need to get more wheat in here. Got plenty of sheep. Got some villagers in here. I don't know why that dirt block is in there. Did an Enderman pay us a visit? We don't want that. That would let them get away. What's in here? Oh, carrots and wheat. Let's put the wheat in... Ah, look at all those pigs following us. Let's put the wheat in there, and with that, I'm going to get out of this noisy place. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a wander around work on leftover projects episode. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Have a great night. Bye.